In this video I'm gonna give you a little Brewhouse update, talk a little bit about my future plans, what I'm doing the next weeks regarding to the brewery. Also talk a little about the next live brew day, so stay tuned. Hi everybody! Been some time since my last video here on YouTube. Have been a lot of things to do, so I'm been kind of busy. Also last week got the flu, so didn't get too much done. So. But since last time, it's been a while since I've done a video and not a live stream. So regarding to the Brewhouse or the Hop Rod Garage, I've now got over 2,000 followers on Instagram. That is just freaking awesome. So keep, if you're not following me on Instagram, please do. I've also figured out the volume control for the brewery. So as you all know, the first design was to control and measure the volumes in the kettles. Was made by using load cells. I've scrapped that plan and I went for pressure transmitters instead. So you that have been following me on Instagram have seen this, but I'm now using one of these in the HLT and also in the boil kettle. So this is the one I have installed. Also do have a cooler part, so makes the sensor this wide. So the reason that I have these loose and not installed is this is the first sensor. I got two of them that I received from the manufacturer, but they managed to make them with the wrong range. So instead of sending me 60 millibars, they sent me 60 megabars for the pressure. So instead of being 0 to 60 centimeters, these are 0 to 611 meters, so big kettles. So, but the manufacturer wasn't fuss at all to get the new ones. So they just, okay, we have done a mistake, so we're making new ones and sending it to you without any cost for you. So these arrived, the new ones arrived with the DHL Express a week after I told them that this has to be this gotta be wrong. So thumbs up for the manufacturer. I've got these custom made from Alibaba. I put out a quote there and got a lot of quotes back from different manufacturers. So I chose one and the correct one. So yeah, these are with the chiller, the cooler installed. These are handling boiling water as well, so 100 degrees. So yeah. What else? I've installed a freezer here, which the camera is standing on at the moment. I'm going to use that for cold crash, not cold crash when I'm using the Chronicle, but if I'm using one of the brew buckets. So then I can do a proper cold crash. I also gonna use it to chill my kegs down to 0-1 degrees before bottling, transferring to the bottles using the beer gun to keep the foam to a minimum. So but I think it's gonna double as many things. So I haven't customized it yet. I'm going to customize the control for it, so it will run on my Ferment-Track BrewPie installation. So, but that will come. I maybe gonna use it as a keezer someday in the future. I have to look into it. So it's a good size freezer, but also not too big, so it fits perfectly in the brew house. Talking about Ferment-Track, I have removed my Raspberry Pi because Ferment-Track is running on our Raspberry Pi. The software itself, where it's doing all the logging and controlling multiple chambers. So I moved it from the Raspberry Pi and I'm now running it on a virtual machine on my VMware cluster. So because the control itself, which is controlling the fridge or the heating element, and got all the temp sensors, that is connected to a little Vemos computer, a small card. So that's the hardware part for the chambers. So this is just for logging and controlling those hardware components. So instead of having this physical thing running here in the brew house, I just run it on my VMware cluster as a virtual machine. So seems to work pretty good. I have also ordered some new Vemos cards and relays for the fridge. So that will be the third kind of chamber. So yeah, that was the Brewhouse update. I'm finished with the volume control for both the HLT and the boil. So yeah. Next thing, as some of you maybe saw, I've got a new intro for my videos. I haven't made it myself. So, and I promised the person that helped me not to mention the name, but you know who you are and you're freaking awesome, man. Now you know it's a guy, but I really appreciate it. So yeah, just a little, not a little, but thumbs up for that guy. So thank you very much. Future plans. I'm now working on the automation part for the PLC. I had to have the volume control and measurement finished before I continued with that. So I'm working on all the brew steps now. The skeleton or the framework for the call it the brewday is finished. So now I'm working on every step of the day. So because the plan is to just have the recipe installed or loaded into the PLC and just set everything on auto, and then just start. And the water is filling as it should, to the correct volume. The temperatures are set for the correct ones for each step, and everything is going to be automated flow. So the only thing I need to do is to put the grains into the MLT and just confirm on the screen that everything is in place, and it will continue in the brew day. So what should I say? I wasn't supposed to do any more automation for now, but there was one guy that was kind of teasing me, or not teasing me, but pulling my leg on a direct message on Instagram that you have to build an automated hop drop. So I have ordered the parts that I need to build one. So for the hops and the roll flock and those additions during the boil, that will also be automated. Hopefully I will be finished with that before Christmas. So I've seen some examples how to do it, so I'm gonna make a kind of a version of that, or maybe changing it a little bit to fit my system. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for pulling my leg. Yeah, that was the programming part. What else? I'm loving my Chronicle, the SS Brewtech Chronicle. On the Pilsner, I did a closed and pressurized transfer from the Chronicle to the kegs. It worked pretty good, but I just used those soda stream bottles and with a regulator like this. Not so pleased with that. I used something wasn't perfect, because I used a lot of gas, CO2, during the transfer. So and I think I'm not sure if this is 100% okay. So I think the regulator handle, it's not working the way I want. So I'm gonna drop the soda stream bowls, and I'm gonna buy a big 5 kilo gas tank with a proper regulator, like the one I'm using inside the freezer in the house, in the kitchen. Because I'm gonna do some pretty hoppy beers. I'm not sure I'm coming back to the next brew day, but I've got one NIPA planned. So I'm gonna use some CO2 to flush and purge the Chronicle during hop drops, the dry hops, and also of course for the transfer. So I'm gonna do some changes to the Chronicle. I think I'm gonna install one of the valves from Brewtech, which is it's the same valve that is installed in the brew buckets, the little one with the blue handle. The same valve is also used for samples in their bright tanks. So and also I'm not sure. No, I don't think are using the small ones in the new unit tanks. But for the bright tanks, they are also using it for samples. So the plan is to install it as high as I can in the Chronicle's wall, not in the lid, but in the wall itself. Because the reason is, I'm just removing the airlock or the blow-off tube when I'm doing dry hops. So then I don't need to take off the lid. The plan is to, after first I will flush it before doing the drop, and then I will drop the hops, install the blow-off or the airlock again, and then flush it again with CO2. And what I'm thinking, if I'm flushing the CO2 through a valve in the wall and not through the top as I did when I transferred, I will get the air out through the airlock instead. So I will be able to purge it, and I think it should work pretty good. So, and I also, when I'm going to do the pressurized transfer later, I just remove the airlock and install one of these instead. So and just clamp it. So, and then I can just open the valve again and open the valve on the gas tank. So that is my tweak, kind of my plan for the Chronicle. So I think that will help me a lot regarding to using CO2 in it. So I'm working on a video series of the whole system. So I will walk through all the hardware components, all the software, how I have installed everything, the installation itself, all the kettles, the mash tun, all the valves, pumps, everything. So instead of just making one big video like I've done before on the old system, that was about 45 minutes or an hour or something, I will break it up into smaller videos, maybe 15-20 minutes each. We'll see how it goes, but I have started on working on that, so I will start releasing those when most of them are done, so we will have a kind of continuity in when I'm releasing it, so you will have all of them in a period of time. So I'm working on that, so I think that will be kind of cool. Also, please comment here on this video, or send me a message on my Facebook page or Instagram account if you have questions or things you want me to include in those videos. So I have just started to shoot the first ones, so the first episodes. So yeah, just hit me up with a question or a tip of things I should include. Yeah, regarding next live brew day, I maybe gonna run a brew day next week. Not completely sure, but I do believe so. And maybe run a smaller batch. It's mostly to check out some of the last changes I've done. Especially the volume measurements and control. So we'll see how the programming part goes the next week. If I manage to get everything in place to be able to brew that, I think I will do a live brew day next Saturday or Sunday. So I will try to announce it a little bit earlier than previous brew days. Those was just hours before I started. People are showing up anyway, but I think I will announce it some time ahead, so you'll be able to plan if you want to attend. So but I'm going to do a brew day the last Saturday this month, but that will not be a live brew day because I'm going to brew a competition beer with some of my colleagues. We have a Oktoberfest brew competition at work, so this is, I think, the 3rd year in a row. So I'm not gonna broadcast that one. So and one of the reasons is that not everybody wants to be on YouTube, but it's gonna be kind of crowded inside the brewhouse. It isn't that big, so it's crowded enough with 2 or 3 persons, and I think we're gonna be 4 or 5. So maybe more. We have to do it on shift, I think. So yeah, I'm not gonna broadcast that one. So but just to have a little test before that brew, as I said, I'm maybe doing a live brew day next weekend. So yeah, I think that was all. If you got any questions or you have things you want me to talk about or explain in my system, not just for the walkthrough videos, but generally, is there anything special you want me to make a video of? Just comment or send me a message. If you're not doing it already, please subscribe to my channel, pressing the subscribe button. Also, if you want to make sure that you know when all my new videos are published, press on the small bell beside the subscription button. Then you will be notified when the new videos are published. Do follow me on Instagram. As I said, over 2,000 followers now. I've been doing so much chatting using the direct messages there with you guys. I think it's just a great way to get to know other people. So keep sending me messages. I'm glad to help and answer. So also follow me on Facebook if you're not on Instagram or you want to follow me on both channels. Everything I'm posting on Instagram is automatically posted on Facebook. So you will see all my pictures and all my videos that I'm posting on Instagram will also end up on Facebook. Yep. I think that's it. So until next time. Cheers, guys.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not drinking. I didn't drink anything. I don't know what is going on. I don't know.